Now, here to discuss the wider implications of today's sentence is criminal defense lawyer and former Crown counsel Rishi Gill, joining us in Vancouver. So, Rishi, what do you make of this sentence, a year more than what the Crown was asking?
Andrew, it's a really stiff sentence, and it's a really strong message that I think the judge has sent. And Judge Devlin, Martha Devlin, is a very well-respected jurist in this province, certainly. She's respected by the Crown, she's respected by the defense. She's not someone who's considered to be, as lawyers might put it, a hammer on sentence. She's very fair and, as I said, extremely well regarded. And to give even a year more than what the Crown was asking for is saying something. I mean, as an observer, I don't have any part of this case. I know some of the participants as Crown and defense, but from what I observed, looking at everything, I thought, coming up at the high single digits, if he would have got 10 years, I would have thought that was a pretty strong sentence. But to give him 13 is sending a message. It's saying this type of behavior will not be countenanced. And this area of law is evolving with respect to the rise of social media and these types of offenses. And this is a signal that this is what's going to happen to you if you are going to engage in this kind of odious behavior. It's
unusual, though, right, for a judge to go higher than what the Crown is asking. Can you walk us through how that's able to happen?
Well, at the end of the day, it is unusual. It's not, astounding. It happens, not often, but it does happen at times. It's a surprise in some sense, given the high-profile nature of this matter. The Crown on this matter is, again, I think all the counts are well respected and regarded, and she's not known for being a pushover, certainly Louise Kenworthy. And clearly, in a case of this nature, you're also looking at probably senior levels of Crown that would have to know where's an appropriate sentence. And I don't think they did anything wrong, but as I said, the judge only gave it another year. If she would have said, well, 5 years or 10 years, that would have been completely different. But I think she's putting a fine point on this, is that there's nothing really you can say for the offender that is really mitigating. It's a very difficult position to be in if you're that offender.
And so this was a case, as you've said, unlike any other. So what kind of precedent? We heard from Norm Todd, Amanda's father, there, saying that he hopes this sends an important precedent for future cases of this nature.
I'll say this, like, this is I think stunning is probably too strong a word, but certainly this is a very, very interesting judgment, given the fact that there's not a huge body of law dealing with these types of facts. The judge was very careful to note that she is not saying that he caused her death directly. He's saying that it was an aspect, his behavior certainly led her to go down a path that was not surprising given what happened and her mental health condition. But he's not charged with murder, he's not charged with manslaughter. And it is basically saying that if people are going to use the internet in this type of way, where you now sort of reach across international borders and you're doing things where you can track somebody, even if I think Amanda Todd, the facts were coming out that she was moving to different schools and she was trying to start a new life, and this person kept going and going and going, that if that's the way that social media or the internet is going to be used, or the World Wide Web, however you want to define it, that you're not going to be able to escape through technicalities or vagaries in the law. Like, this is a very clear demarcation point, and it's going to be, I think, examined very carefully by a lot of different jurisdictions. This is a case that was getting attention everywhere.
Rishi, really interesting to get your insight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
That was criminal defense lawyer and former Crown counsel Rishi Gill in Vancouver.